In a world that constantly demands our attention through social media, careers, relationships, and the relentless pace of modern life, it is easy to drift through days without pausing to ask a fundamental question: who am I? This question, deceptively simple on the surface, lies at the heart of one of the most transformative human capabilities: self-awareness. Self-awareness is more than introspection or a fleeting moment of reflection. It is the foundation upon which personal growth, emotional intelligence, and meaningful relationships are built. It is the compass that helps us navigate life with authenticity and purpose. This article will explore what self-awareness truly means, why it matters, how it influences every facet of our lives, and how to cultivate it deliberately. What is self-awareness? At its core, self-awareness is the conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires. It means having a clear understanding of one's strengths and weaknesses, thought patterns, emotional triggers, and how one's actions affect others. Self-awareness can be broken down into two main components: internal self-awareness, how you see your values, passions, aspirations, fit with your environment, reactions, thoughts, feelings, behaviors, strengths and weaknesses, and impact on others. External self-awareness is understanding how others perceive you. It involves being attuned to how your behavior influences the people around you and the impression you create. According to organizational psychologist Dr. Tasha Eurich, internally and externally self-aware people are more successful at work, make better decisions, and are more effective leaders. Why self-awareness matters? Personal growth and emotional intelligence. Self-awareness is the bedrock of personal development. It allows you to recognize patterns in your behavior, identify limiting beliefs, and make intentional changes. Emotional intelligence, widely recognized as a key predictor of personal and professional success, depends heavily on self-awareness. The ability to manage emotions, empathize with others, and handle interpersonal relationships judiciously starts with knowing yourself. Better decision-making. Self-awareness reduces the likelihood of being swayed by biases, impulses, or peer pressure. It also makes you more likely to make decisions that align with your values and long-term goals rather than reactive or short-term choices that may lead to regret. Improved relationships. Understanding your emotional responses and behavioral patterns can greatly enhance communication. It reduces the likelihood of misinterpretation, defensiveness, or emotional outbursts. Moreover, when you know yourself, you're more capable of understanding others and fostering empathy and compassion. Authenticity and purpose. One of the most significant benefits of self-awareness is the clarity it brings to your identity. Rather than living according to others' expectations or societal norms, you begin to chart your path. You gain the courage to be authentic and live a life aligned with who you truly are. The hidden costs of low self-awareness. Despite its importance, self-awareness is surprisingly rare. Research shows that while 95% of people think they're self-aware, only 10–15% truly are. A lack of self-awareness can manifest in various ways: repeating harmful patterns in relationships or work without understanding why, blaming others for your problems while avoiding personal responsibility, feeling stuck or lost, unsure of what you want in life. Poor communication leads to conflict or misunderstanding. Burnout because you're pursuing goals that don't resonate with your inner self. Without self-awareness, people can spend years living on autopilot, chasing goals that don't bring fulfillment or making the same mistakes repeatedly. How to cultivate self-awareness. The journey to self-awareness is ongoing. It's not a destination but a continual inquiry, reflection, and learning process. Here are some practices that can help you develop deeper self-awareness. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences can help clarify what's going on internally. Over time, patterns emerge, revealing your emotional triggers, values, and aspirations. Try journaling prompts like: what did I feel strongly about today and why? What assumptions did I make in that situation? What matters most to me right now? Mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness helps you observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. It creates space between stimulus and response, allowing you to act more consciously. Regular meditation can help you become more attuned to your inner landscape, allowing you to recognize thoughts and feelings as they arise. Seek feedback. Ask for honest feedback from trusted friends, colleagues, or mentors. What do they notice about your behavior? How do you come across in different settings? Be open, not defensive. Feedback is a mirror. It may be uncomfortable, but it reveals aspects of yourself you might not see otherwise. Personality assessments. Tools like the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, Enneagram, or Big Five personality traits can offer insights into your tendencies. While not definitive truths, they provide a language to explore and understand your inner world. Therapy or coaching. Speaking with a professional can accelerate self-awareness by helping you uncover blind spots, limiting beliefs, and childhood patterns that still influence your adult life. Reflective questions. Regularly asking yourself powerful questions can sharpen your self-perception. What am I feeling right now, and why? What does this situation teach me about myself? Is this behavior aligned with my values? The courage to be honest with yourself. Accurate self-awareness requires courage. It means being willing to look at the parts of yourself that you might not like, the envy, the insecurity, the fear of not being enough. It also means owning your strengths without shrinking or pretending. But this honesty brings freedom. When you understand who you are, flaws, gifts, contradictions, and all, you are no longer a prisoner of others' expectations or your self-deception. You begin to live with more integrity, clarity, and confidence. Self-awareness in action. Real-life examples. Consider these examples of self-awareness at work. A leader who notices their tendency to micromanage and recognizes it stems from a fear of losing control. Through self-awareness, they trust their team more and focus on strategic vision. An individual who realizes they keep choosing emotionally unavailable partners because of a fear of vulnerability rooted in past trauma. With this awareness, they begin to make different choices. A student who understands that they procrastinate not out of laziness but because of a fear of failure. With this insight, they seek support and develop better habits. In each case, self-awareness becomes the first step toward meaningful change. The ripple effect of self-awareness. When one person becomes more self-aware, it doesn't just benefit them. It improves the environment around them, creating more compassionate workplaces, more honest relationships, and more resilient communities. Self-awareness cultivates empathy, reduces conflict, and fosters understanding. It transforms how we lead, love, and live. In leadership, for example, self-aware managers are better at recognizing their team's needs and fostering trust. In families, self-aware parents model emotional intelligence for their children. In friendships, self-awareness reduces projection and enhances connection. The ongoing journey. Becoming self-aware is not a one-time achievement. It's an evolving process that deepens over time. Life and our roles, relationships, and priorities continuously change. As such, our understanding of ourselves must be updated regularly. What felt true 5 years ago may no longer resonate. Thus, self-awareness is a practice, a way of living with intentional reflection and openness. The power of knowing yourself. To ask, "Who am I really?" is to engage in the most intimate and powerful exploration. It is not an indulgence or luxury. It is essential. Knowing yourself enables you to reclaim your agency. You stop drifting and start living deliberately, building a life that feels right, not just looks right. The world will always offer you mirrors, some accurate, some distorted. But the clearest mirror you will ever find is your self-awareness. So pause. Reflect. Listen deeply. The answers aren't out there, they're within you. Because when you truly know yourself, you begin to show up not as a projection, not as an imitation, but as your most grounded, empowered, and authentic self. And that changes everything.